Hello everyone. In this new exercise, we are going to learn something about the correct usage of voice and preparation for competitive examination in particular, and in general also, because voice is not something that should be perceived only with reference to competitive examination. In fact, whenever we communicate, our expressions are so complex that at times we need to express some of them in active voice and some of them in passive voice. So we don't have any choice. We should be able to make expressions of both the kinds. We must understand that certain expressions can be made only in a particular voice. So it's not that if you know the sentences of active voice, you will be able to make all types of expressions. Unless you know making sentences of passive voice as well, you will not be able to communicate your thoughts, your feelings appropriately with clarity all the time. So, first of all, before you start attempting any such type of exercise, I strongly suggest you first be prepared with both types of sentences. Only then you will be able to find out the correct answer. All right. So, in case by the end of this video you feel as if there is something missing in you because of which you could not understand, in spite of my elaborate explanation to why a particular type of form of verb should be used in a particular sentence, you should feel to revise the voice in whatever manner you like. If you have some nice books, go through that particular chapter. If you want explanation in Hindi, you may even go to some of the videos of mine. I've already made separate videos on voice giving explanation in Hindi itself so that everybody can understand it. Once you have done it, you will find yourself at ease while attempting these kind of exercises. All right, so let's begin. Here you can see the direction. These kind of directions are given in the examination also. Use the verbs given in brackets either in active or passive voice as the case may be. As the case may be does not mean that anything can be used. As the case may be simply means depending upon the sentence, depending upon the situation of the sentence, one particular type of voice will only be appropriate, and that we must be able to recognize first. Only then we will be able to use that word correctly. So let's begin. The first one, you can see the sentences: the teacher blank space with the students yesterday for their misbehavior. And here the word that we need to use is annoy. Now ask yourself, can we say the teacher annoy? Do you think this will be appropriate? Because annoy will be annoys or annoyed. Or in future you can use as will annoy. So if you are going to use it in active voice, only either of these three options you can use. But ask for yourself, do you think any of these three options will suit there? The teacher annoys. A very obvious question that must arise in your mind: or in anyone's mind for that matter. The teacher annoys whom? So the object is missing already there. So this form, whether you use annoys, whether you use annoyed or will annoy, will not make any sense because it does not have any object after him. Therefore, here the passive form of the verb will have to be used. So the correct form will be the teacher was annoyed. Alright, because the teacher is singular number and this word yesterday denotes tense. Which tense? Past tense. Therefore we will use, for singular we will use was, okay, and for past also we use was, and after be verb we always use third form of the verb or fourth form of the verb. Fourth means ing form. Since ing form doesn't make any sense here because it does not have any object at all, we will use this third form. The teacher was annoyed because the following words do contribute to this. It make proper sense. The teacher was annoyed with whom? The teacher was annoyed with the students yesterday. Why? Because of their misbehavior. Is that clear? I give you another example so that you can understand it better. For example, the teacher the students, suppose, to open their books. Suppose this is the example or question I've given you, and I've given you the word instruct. So how will we use instruct here? Can we use the teacher was instructed? No. Because if you use the teacher was instructed, it would simply mean the instruction was given by somebody else to the teacher. But here we already have object, the students. Therefore, we will have to use the active form of this verb. And the correct answer would be the teacher instructed the students. Since we do not have any adverb here which denotes time, you can use either of these two. The teacher instructed the students or instructs the students. Alright, but we cannot use the teacher was instructed because we already have the object after it. So the correct answer would be the teacher instructed the students to open their books. Alright, so I hope this helped you to understand why here we use was annoyed. Alright, next one is the criminals should dash at the earliest. Now again, if we use here punish, it wouldn't make any sense because it would mean that you are saying that the criminals should punish somebody, you know? And even in that case there is no object. Whom should they punish? So again here also we will have to use passive form. That will be the criminals should be punished at the earliest. That means as soon as possible. Criminals are the people who commit crimes, which is not a good thing, and therefore somebody is suggesting here that these kind of people should not be spared at all, rather they should be punished as early as possible or at the earliest. Alright, moving on to the next sentence. I dash them that he dash working hard. Now here we have been given two words, convince and B. So in the first, the correct answer would be I was convinced then that he was working hard. Is, am, are, was, were, been, and being. All these verbs come under the be verb category. So wherever you see this word be, remember you have been asked to use either of these verbs. What are the be verbs? Is, am, are, was, were, been, and being. For detailed explanation regarding where to use the words, you may also go to the playlist of be verbs where I have explained in detail where to use these words in case you have any doubt regarding the correct usage of any of these words. Otherwise, I've already explained which would be the correct answer here. I was convinced then that he was working hard. Fine. Next would be prohibition in many states dash lately by the state governments. The word given to us is enforce. Enforce simply means implement. Prohibition, you all know, when something is not allowed, that is known as prohibition. So prohibition in many states has been enforced lately by the state governments. Because of this word lately, we are forced to use this word has been. Alright. In case the sentence had started with the state government itself, suppose the sentence would have been like the state government dash the prohibition in many states lately. Suppose the sentence would have been like this. In that case, the answer would have been the state has enforced. Then been would not have been required because the sentence itself begins with the subject. Subject means the doer of that particular action, which is being denoted by the verb. But here the sentence begins with the object. Therefore, the passive form of the has, that is has been, must be used, and therefore we have used has been enforced. Alright. In order to know where to use has and where to use has been, again you may watch some of my videos under the playlist titled as has, have, and had. There I have given elaborate explanation of all this in Hindi itself, so nothing to worry even for those uh, who are from Hindi medium or who find it difficult to understand the videos where explanation is given throughout in English only, like in this video, because this is an exercise. So here I cannot give you a detailed explanation of everything. I will give you explanation of course, but not detailed. So if you think you need detailed explanation, obviously you can go to the relevant playlist. Alright, his parents dash when he did not arrive at the function. The word is disappoint. So by now you have already understood where to use what. So here, because of this word did not, we will have to use the verb in the past form, and that would be his parents were disappointed. Alright. His parents were disappointed when he did not arrive at the function. That means they wanted him to arrive at the function, and therefore, when he did not arrive, his parents were disappointed. Next sentence. Our leaders ought to dash honestly in the interest of common people. The word is behave. So since the sentence itself begins with the subject, we did not worry about which voice is to be used. Obviously, it has to be an active voice. And since infinitive to is already there, we have to use this verb in its original first form, that is ought to behave. That would be the correct answer. Our leaders ought to behave honestly in the interest of common people. Ought to behave denotes duty. A sense of duty is always associated with this modal verb ought to. So indirectly we are saying that it is the duty of our leaders to behave honestly in the interest of common people. All right, moving to another example, another question, that is, children should dash with responsibility to make them feel responsible. And the word is entrust. When you entrust somebody with something, you actually assign it with that particular thing. Okay, so here we do not know who is going to assign. So the subject is not known to us. Who is to be assigned? With that, the sentence begins. Alright, that is, the sentence begins with the object once again. Therefore, passive form must be used here. So the correct answer would be children should be entrusted with. Children should be entrusted with the responsibility to make them feel responsible. All these words and their correct usage have already been explained. I'm telling you again and again. In case this explanation is not enough, please go to the relevant videos, watch them, and come back and see this video, and probably then you will find that you are more able to understand it with more clarity. So that will be in your own interest. Here, I dash to see my aunt when I reached home. The word is amaze, so it would be I was amazed. If you write I amazed, then amazed would require an object after it, but there is no object. The word is to. Therefore, it has to be used in passive form. I was amazed. Why? Because I did not expect my aunt to be there. So when I saw my aunt at home, I was amazed. Next sentence. My father dash when he sees my brother's report card. The word is please. Here please does not mean the please that we use usually to make a request. Here please means when somebody becomes glad, happy. Okay, it is a verb also. So here somebody is trying to say that his brother has performed really very well. So if anybody sees his report card, that person will be happy. So therefore the sentence would be my father will be pleased. Alright, my father will be pleased when he sees my brother's report card. In the last sentence, the eldest son dash the burden of the whole family these days. And the word is bear. If you read the sentence carefully, you will find that the sentence begins with the subject. Subject means the person who is the doer of this action verb, that is bear. So we have to use it in active voice form. And since here this word these days is already there, that means we are talking about the continuous form. So the correct answer would be is bearing. The eldest son is bearing the burden of the whole family these days. So in this video, I've selected few simple questions pertaining to the correct usage of voice. I tried to keep the video short also, and still I tried to give you some explanation for each and every answer. I hope you understood them very well. And in case something seems still missing, as I suggested, please revise yourself regarding voice so that you can attempt these kind of exercise uh, comfortably, confidently, and correctly. So that's it for today. See you very soon with another interesting and useful video. If you find these videos really useful, please like, share, and encourage also by your comments. That means a lot. So that's it for today. See you soon. Thank you very much. Take care and bye bye.